So today I am over in Oregon, headed up to Yakima, Washington, and new year, new changes. I have been with the company that I was with, Jimbo's, for right at a year. I started January last year, and not January this year, and they were really good to me. They, I couldn't ask for better people to work for, really, in my opinion. You know, the way they treated me was really good. But I guess after you've been somewhere doing the same thing for a while, I got restless, I guess you'd say. And I actually was looking at putting my Kenworth back on the road. I've been just toying around with the idea of that, just to change more than anything. And I had some friends at another company that I've been talking to, and what I was getting from them, I decided I wanted to give another company a shot and see how things went with that for a few months before I made a decision on putting a big truck back on the road and keep doing this. I mean, I enjoy doing this. It's a little bit different than big trucking. It's not, you know, it's good. I mean, it's definitely more enjoyable on the return trips, but it would be more profitable if you were loaded. You know, I get that, but anyway, I decided to go with Indiana Transport for a while, see how I liked it over here. I do know a few drivers over here, and I just kind of like what they were telling me, and not to say I didn't like where I was at, I just kind of wanted to change. So I have been here for this, my first load, and I was worried that one of the biggest things I did like about Jimbo's was it was a small family-owned company that everybody knew your name. And I've actually quit companies over, you know, big companies over lack of communication. You turn into a number, all that stuff. So I was really kind of worried about it, but so far it seemed like it would be alright. There's some pros and cons, ups and downs to any of them, and I feel like they're probably, you know, until I'm here for a little while, I won't know really what to expect. But I'm not really expecting a drastic difference. The main reason I decided to swap was the guys that I was talking to were back and forth up and down 65 all the time, which puts me closer to the house. I don't mind coming out west like I'm doing right now, but if I could get something where I could just go up and down 65 and kind of stay on that would be great. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for, kind of the main reasons I decided to try this rather than staying there or put my big truck back on the road. But I was kind of itching for a change and needed to do something. This being my first load with them, I will keep you guys updated and let you know how it goes. I know the orientation, I figured I wasn't sure what to expect from that, and it was pretty simple and straightforward. Application process, I still don't understand the insurance with transporting. I mean, I guess I do, but hell, I'm thinking I pay as much or more for insurance on this truck as I did on my 18-wheeler for bobtail and all that stuff. And just to kind of give you a heads up, just kind of figured it's what it cost me for my insurance through canal with a $500,000 liability, or $500,000 unladen insurance. I guess it's a non-trucking liability, and then the comprehension and collision and all that on the truck as well. Mine wound up being $365 a month, and you got to pay a deposit, which is basically 1 month up front. It was nearly $800 to get the insurance started. So if you're thinking about getting into this, that's something to look for, is the insurance is kind of pricey in my book. Also, the insurance that I had at the other place, I had $1 million in non-trucking liability, and it was only $265 a month through transportation insurers. From what I read, I did get a little bit, and I didn't read it all. No, I don't think anybody reads it all, but I asked a lot of questions and read what I could, and it seems like I have a better policy here, but it's $100 1 month. But and I don't mind to pay that for a better policy. It just still seems like I was expecting around 150 to 250 on the high side, regardless of where you went, but apparently that's not the case. But yeah, so I went through the orientation. We did a little Zoom meeting. We did the went out to one of the trailer lots and walked around. They showed us what to look for as far as damages on the trailer, which some people there had never done this before. Some people there had never done any kind of trucking before, and some people there had been doing it for years. They were just making a change. Some of them were coming back, returning drivers, and it was cold. I'll tell you this, if you're planning on going through any of these orientations up in Indiana in the wintertime, make sure and bring warm clothes. You wouldn't believe how many people out there was standing around in tennis shoes freezing to death, which I didn't have my tennis shoes on, but it still got cold, really cold. So make sure you bring some winter clothes with you if you go for orientation through one of these companies. But yeah, after that we got the dispatchers kind of get they say that the dispatchers kind of get first call at your first load. You know, they send you on your first load, and they did give me 3 options. They gave me an option to go Montana with a 5th wheel, Idaho with a bumper pull, or Yakima, Washington, what I took with a bumper pull. And my theory on it was, I've already, it's Thursday, not going to be able to deliver to Monday, so I might as well take the one with the most money, So that is what I've been up to. I hadn't done a video in a couple of weeks, and that's some of what I've been up to. I've had some other stuff going on as well, and I'll try to do some more videos to kind of let you guys know how it goes now that I'm in over here, and what I think about it as a company is what we get. They said something about getting me something coming back, a load coming back, and that would be good. I got some coming back with the other company, and just seeing how it compares and all that stuff. But if anybody was looking at going to Jimbo's, I definitely wouldn't discourage it. I mean, I think they're really good people, and it was really hard for me to leave over there, because it's not hard to leave when somebody's done you wrong or you're not happy there, but I was kind of happy there, and I was and they hadn't done anything wrong. Like I said, I was just kind of getting, I guess, complacent. And then I also thought that if I could do something different and run a different lane, or have more options to different lanes, that, I've only been doing RV transporting for a year, and you never know unless you try. So I figured I would try to leave them on as good terms as I could, so if I did want to go back later, I could. And if I like it over here, I'll just hang out here, and if I don't like it here, I'm probably going to look at put my big truck back on the road. I mean, the differences in transporting and big trucking to me, there's a big difference. And I like this better. I did make better money big trucking. I don't have near the expenses doing this, and I really like that. And there's not as much, I don't know what you call it, I guess, I won't say not as much responsibilities, but that's the incorrect word. You still got a pretty big responsibility you're dragging down the road, but when you're pulling freight on a flatbed, if you don't have it chained down just right or tied down just right, the DOT doesn't ride up beside of me counting my chains. When I go through the scale, they're not, eyeing down to see if, trying to see if my straps are frayed or cut or torn or any of that stuff. They don't seem to watch, you feel like they're looking at tires and all kinds of stuff when you come across the scale in a big truck. When you do it in one of these, they just kind of look at you and wave you on by, So that's really nice. I was going to show on
my battery charge wire. So I have this for whenever I get headed back, and I go ahead and hook my positive up. And then this has got a little LEDs in here that show the bottom right hand corner is the charge wire for the camper. So when I plug that in, you see the lights come on, and it tells what all the things are. And I thought that was pretty good to have. And now that I got it on and I know that my truck is charging, then I'll take my ground wire, go ahead and put it on and tighten it down. Now I know my battery will be good and hot when I get back to my next trailer. That's how it rides once I get it all back together. It just sits there. So I am back in Elkhart. I just came back from Yakima, Washington, and one thing I think is really neat about Indiana transport is when I got back, I went to O'Reilly's and bought all my stuff, and I did get the tax exemption for being a transporter, and I can't remember how much it saved me, but it was, you know, it was something. And then I went to Indiana Transport Yard, and they have a shop there that they let the drivers use as long as they take care of it. They stress that. So I pulled in, changed my oil and oil filter, transmission filter, and fuel filter right there in the shop. And now I'm sitting at Discount Tire waiting to get my tires rotated because, you know, they don't leave jacks out and jack stands and all that stuff. And I didn't have one, so I figured I'd just come over here and get this done. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to give a picture of the truck in the shop. There's another guy in there changing a wheel seal, and I think that's awesome. Indiana Transport has a shop that they'll let the drivers work on out of. That's a lot better on the gravel in the driveway at home, you know, which is what I normally have to do, heated and all that stuff. They don't have a lot of tools. You have to bring your own tools and drain pans and stuff of that sort, but it's still pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. This was my second load that went to Mesa, Arizona. It was a 38-foot, I think, Mesa Ridge, and this thing was heavy. It had 5 slide outs, but I didn't mind that on this trip because the wind was horrible coming through New Mexico, and just all week long, everywhere you go, wind has been just terrible, but I was happy to get it there safely. Well, this is different. Today, I'm in Amarillo, Texas, and this gentleman in the big Peterbilt right here on my back bumper had broke down. So another guy got his trailer and I got his truck, and we're creeping him back around into the parking lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.